Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Our today's topic is description of flowering plants. Description of flowering plants of families Fabaceae, solinaceae, and liliaceae. First of all, when we want to identify a plant, we consider morphological features of a plant species. So, a plant is described or a plant is identified by its habit or habitat. Vegetative characters, root, stem, leaves, floral characters, inflorescence, and floral parts. After describing various parts of a plant, a floral formula and floral diagram are presented. So we make use of symbols and to represent a floral formula. So what is the terminology? Terminology used to identify a flower and what are symbols of a floral diagram. First of all, we consider what is the habit and habitat of plant. It means that in habit we see what kind of plant it is and where it is found. What about its root type and what about its stem, inflorescence, and what about flower, what about leaves, and what about venation. Then we see when, for example, if the flower has bracts, which is represented by BR, bracts, and if it is not having bracts, we represent it as EBR, ebracteate. Then we know that bract is absent, it is ebracteate. Then there is calyx. We know that there is calyx. So what is calyx? Calyx is the green or outermost region. It is green or outermost region. That means members or sepals. Then there is corolla. We know corolla. We represent it as, calyx is represented by K and corolla is represented by C. Corolla is the colorful region and we represent it by C. So members are petals. Then there is androecium. and androecium. Androecium, which we represent by A. This we know is this androecium is male reproductive part. Male reproductive part. Then there is gynoecium. Gynoecium represented by G, and this gynoecium is female reproductive part. Female reproductive part, and it is present in the center. Present in the center. Then when we see, when the ovary has highest position as compared to flowering, as compared to other parts of the flower, so we know that we say that ovary is superior, and we represent it by this symbol. Superior ovary. When the ovary has highest position. When the ovary gets highest position as compared to other flower pots. Then we can say that ovary is superior. When the ovary is inferior, it means that when the ovary is below the floral parts. When it is represented by G, and Y is above. When the ovary is below the floral parts, we say ovary is inferior. Ovary is inferior. So after that, when there is another symbol, when gynoecium is in the center and other parts are located at the rim of the thalamus, that means ovary is neither superior nor inferior. It is called as perigynous, and this perigynous, it is represented by G and this line. Then there is, this sign is represented for male, and this sign is represented for female. Then there is another sign, it is called as bisexual. Bisexual. It means that when flower is having both androecium and gynoecium, we say it is bisexual. And then there is another sign like this, plus sign with a circle. It means that actinomorphic. Actinomorphic. So actinomorphic is represented by this sign. So what is actinomorphic? Actinomorphic, when flower is divided into two equal halves from two or more than two plants, and there is another sign which we say as percentage, and we say it as zygomorphic. So zygomorphic is represented by percentage. So what is zygomorphic? When flower is divided into two equal halves from only one axis. Divided into two axes. In case of actinomorphic, one axis. When the flower is divided by one axis into two equal halves, it is I mean to say zygomorphic. Then there is fusion. In case of fusion, we represent the fusion by brackets. And then there is the condition when corolla and androecium are fused. When we say it as epipetalous. When corolla and androecium are fused, we say it is epipetalous, and this epipetalous condition is represented by C, A overlapping with each other, with overlapping line. Then there is epiphyllous. Then there is epiphyllous. So what is epiphyllous? When perianth and androecium are fused. When perianth and androecium are fused, the condition is epiphyllous, and this epiphyllous condition is represented by P, A with overlapping line. Then we know what is perianth. Perianth, when calyx and corolla are fused, it means that perianth, when calyx and corolla are fused, it means that indistinguishable. We cannot distinguish between indistinguishable. That means we cannot distinguish between corolla and calyx. So we can say it is this term used for this is perianth. Then we know when calyx and corolla are fused, it is indistinguishable, and we say it is perianth. When we describe a plant, we proceed from outer to inner. When we want to identify a plant, we proceed from outer to inner for the identification, and we, for example, we will write here a floral formula of family Brassicaceae. For example, we will write here a floral formula of Brassicaceae. Then it is actinomorphic, then there is bisexual, and then there is K, which is 2 plus 2, and then there is C, C is 4, and then there is 2 plus 4, and then there is ovary superior bilobed. So, in what way we will understand that calyx is sepal or petal? So, we will take a flower and remember, as we will take a flower to understand this. For example, this is a flower. This is a flower. This is mother axis. Mother axis, and we call it as pedicel. It is part of the stem by which a flower is connected to the stem. So we know that the structure which is here, these called sepals. Sepals. So name of the sepals is calyx. It is represented by calyx. Then there are petals. Then there is corolla. Now we know that we will write here the floral formula. For example, we will make here the floral formula of Brassicaceae family. That means Brassica compestris. For example, in Brassica, there are, this is calyx and calyx. These are 4 whorls. It means that 2 plus 2. And then there is corolla. Corolla, these are also 4. And then there is androecium. Androecium means 2 plus 4. 2 are big, 4 are small. That means 2 are outer and 4 are inner. And then there is gynoecium. Then there is mother axis. So this gynoecium is 2-lobed. 2-lobed. For example, and this mother axis is represented by a dot, which is here. For example, we don't know by which word corolla is starting or calyx is starting, so we will write a simple sentence here. काम चोर आ गया. For example, काम means we started with K. That means corolla is calyx is starts with K. That means chor. After that there is chor. It means that corolla. A is androecium, G is gynoecium. Then we will see how to identify the and or how to remember Fabaceae, solinaceae and liliaceae by simple ways. How to remember? Then after that we will see how to remember, how to remember Fabaceae, solinaceae and liliaceae by simple tricks. For example, this is first one is Fabaceae. Then there is Fabaceae is first. Then there is solinaceae. It means it is middle one. or second middle. Then there is third one is liliaceae, which is last one. It means that it is third. We will see somebody comes first in the class, and when somebody comes first, we give him percentage. That means percentage. What is the meaning of this person? Somebody who comes after percentage, we give him as plus sign, like this, plus sign. And somebody which is not reading, which is very bad in studies, we say it is BR. Then it means that meaning of percentage, it we say it is zygomorphic. And then there is bisexual. It means that all the flowers have both androecium and gynoecium. So we use the word bisexual here. Bisexual. So we all, or in all cases, it is bisexual. It is bisexual. Then there is another calyx. KC, calyx carola. K, C, A, and G. K, C, A, and G. And then in case of liliaceae, we know we have calyx and corolla are indistinguishable. So we will write here perianth. It means that it is bisexual. Then there is perianth. And then is AG. It means that K is calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. For example, in which way we will remember the Fabaceae family? It means that we will remember 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. It means that what is 5 plus 5 is equal to 10? It means that K is 5 and C is also 1 plus 2 plus 2. And then there is 10. What is 10? It means that A is 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1. And there is superior ovary. So, in case of solinaceae, we know that in case of Fabaceae, all pulses, for example, Arhab, Channa come in this family, and there is solinaceae. We mean that for this solinaceae, we will see 5, 5, 5. So what is this? Why we will remember the solinaceae family? It means that K is 5, C is 5, A is 5. It means that 5, 5, 5. But in case of liliaceae, we will remember that 3 mad persons. It means that 3 mad persons. So what is trick for this? We write here 3 mad persons. That means 3 idiots. So means P is 3 plus 3 and A is 3 plus 3. Then G is also 3. Then we have to write here where we will see where sepals are fused, we have to make use of brackets, and where sepals are free, we will remove their bracket here. Then in what way we will see how to remember brackets. For gynosium we will see trick is 1, 2, 3. It is 1, it is 2, and then it is 3. Then we will see a sentence. We will write a sentence here. कच्चे करेले का गिलास in PG. It means that कच्चे करेले का गिलास. It means in PG. P means P and G. It means that bracket is used here in PG. कच्चे करेले K, C and A. In case of ABC, K, it means that it becomes also 5. 2, 2 are 4 and plus 5 we have 5. And 9 plus 1. And 8. By this sentence, we will learn how to use brackets in the particular families. So we are going to discuss in this way. We will learn all floral formulas. Then there is solinaceae. So KC also comes in this. K in case of solinaceae, we make use of brackets A and C. So for identifying a plant or a flower, we will make use of these symbols and make floral diagrams. For example, when we know that families Fabaceae, solinaceae and liliaceae, what are their ovaries? So we know that when we talk of their ovaries, we know that we have to remember 1, 2 and 3. For example, in case of Fabaceae we have 1, in case of solinaceae we have 2, and in case of liliaceae we have 3. So we can see their ovary is only by their diagram, and we can identify that their ovary is one lobe. So we will recognize that it is a family. Where the ovary is one lobe, we will see that it is a Fabaceae family. Then there is solinaceae. For example, we will see gynosium here. While it is two lobed, we will see ovary is bilobed gynosium. We can recognize it is solinaceae family. Then there is liliaceae. We will write here that ovary is trilobed, and we can say it is trilobed gynosium, and we say ovary is trilobed and flower is of liliaceae family. Fabaceae family. So the structure resembles another structure which I have given you is of Brassicaceae family. Then there is ovary. It is bilobe. Bilobe. So it means that I have already given you Brassica compactus. Brassica compactus, where ovary is bilobed. So on the basis of gynoecium, you will recognize or you will identify or by the use of making these symbols. Making use of these symbols, you can give the description or floral diagram of a plant. So I hope that you will understood this chapter really well. Thank you very much.